In these life-serving podcasts, Bhashkar Perinchery answers questions from everyone seeking pragmatic and effective solutions regarding emotional and energetic challenges, holistic health, and the inner journey.
If there are any questions from those who are present here or those who are participating from elsewhere, or anything which is concerning you, which you would like to bring up, which is somewhere what you want to look deeper and clear it, this is one of the possibilities for it.
Do you have any question? Questions can be asked over Spotify or can be sent as voice message over the podcast webpage.
So if anything is there, you can bring it up now. If nothing is there, I would like, yeah?
I have some remark. I also spoke to Lucian about it. When I read a question, then I should not interpret, but just read. Because last time I was having a certain tone, maybe he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like this. So I just thought the German mind.
Lost in translation. That is part of the game, that everybody sees and listens and understands each word, expresses it differently. When you say hello to somebody, it's like, oh, friendly. And somebody, what does he mean by that? So life is like that, and only when we become aware that everybody is considering all what comes as impressions from outside through their conditioning, through their past, through their standards and values, which one automatically picks up as we grow. But when you become aware of it, then you can see that we don't really see the reality, we are projecting into the reality. We become more wakeful then when we are aware of this. Then we also see that one attempts through the words to share something, but the deeper understanding you cannot share. You can only indicate so that the other can also get a clue, especially when it comes to experiential aspects of life. When it's coming to pragmatic things, it is different. You can say this is a microphone, this is a light, this is a little loudspeaker. It's very clear. But when it comes to feelings, what is felt by somebody, how they experience something. When you say great, everybody takes it differently. It is like feeling love. And many things which are of a deeper nature, you suddenly realize you are coming into an area where it is poetic. And you cannot give the experience. Just like I often give you this example of the fruit. When you eat a fruit which nobody else knows, and you want to share this experience, how will you do it? You say it tastes a bit like apple, or a bit like kiwi, a bit like some other pear or something, and this way you bridge to the experience of the other, because the new experience you cannot pass on. But this way you create some bridges. And once we are aware of that everybody is in their own dream world, and communication through the words is at best poetic, but when one is not aware of it, one gets caught in words and concepts, and that is the trap. That is why almost on every occasion where it comes to, I refer to the Chinese mystic Lao Tse, because he refused to write a book about his understanding. And when he was under pressure and he agreed to write a book, he started the book with the saying, the truth cannot be said, and that what is said is a lie. It's very, very important to consider that, because when you are considering it, many things will happen in your life. You will not get fanatic. You will not get trapped in the belief that through logic and words you can fix everything and that this is the truth. And above all, you will come to be sympathetic towards everybody. Because you see, you are attempting to share something, but if the other can connect to it, and the other has his or her background and limitations coming in that way, then you become more fluid in your way of connecting. It does not become power struggle, it does not become an approach where you feel superior to somebody because I know this and this is how it is. When you cannot cling to words, when you don't cling to logic, you don't cling to power. You become more human, you become more available for your deeper intelligence. You become available to the sensibility of your heart. So it is good that you touched that issue and both of you could laugh about it. And it is valuable because it is necessary to bring the awareness of it to oneself primarily. And then when we are noticing these aspects, how even in the way of putting the same words, one can put it in a different way and it can get a different clue, different meaning, then one takes more poetic freedom in life. One takes more distance to the logic and the words, and that is very, very important.
A lot more questions to be answered. Right after this, you are listening to the Live Surfing Podcast on Spotify. Welcome back to the Live Surfing Podcast. We continue with some more questions.
Any other factor coming in, anyone? From here or participating from elsewhere? If something is there, we can start with it, because otherwise I have some questions to all of you who have been working with the session reminder from last month. So if no questions are there, I would like to hear, because these two reminders which we were working with had been... There's a question?
Chanda, you want to say something?
Yeah, basically it is very clear what you just said, and yet there is practical things to do during the day, and for me it's just sometimes, I'm in a space where I suppose it's good really to watch my mind going and relax into that space.
The beautiful thing is, when you are watching your mind and not identifying with it, it opens your vision. It makes you capable of seeing and feeling more deeply. It makes you capable of including the other's view, the other's perspective, the other's situation, so that you are not trapped in a one-sided way of looking at things, that it's not an egocentric process what is going on. And that is very, very important when you can understand it. That is why bringing awareness has a very deep and significant possibility with it. It is becoming the very basis for the flowering of the human spirit. The last time I have been mentioning to many about conscious reconsideration of all the words and concepts and values which we use basically. And one of the last times we had this about considering again the idea of good and bad, considering again the idea of punishment. So, in more deeper things, when you reconsider your idea, your beliefs, your concepts about basic issues, so I call it core conscious reconsideration. It's abbreviation, but it's also a core, very basic aspect for understanding. And when you consider things more carefully, your heart is connected to it. Consciousness and wakeful consideration enables you to see and feel things which otherwise it was not possible. Because otherwise we are overtaken by the automatism and the life energy is pulled into it and we are already in the whirlwind of it. So it will be very significant when one recognizes that it has all to do with bringing the wakefulness in life. And then in the day-to-day life you have to use the mind. Of course you cannot just withdraw and settle with an idea that we cannot manage with words, you cannot communicate the real thing and so shut up, but you attempt to bridge with awareness that the other takes it in a different way, so you have to be patient, you have to be compassionate. But this conscious reconsideration of your approach, of the concepts which you use, the beliefs which you carry, makes you more open, makes you vast, makes you capable to include. So bring this conscious reconsideration as intensely and as playfully into the living. Because it should not become a struggle, it should not become a serious affair. Sincerity and seriousness should not be mixed up. A wholehearted, sincere approach is required, but not something to prove, something to struggle, something to manage, something to force. That is why I again and again remind you to approach it all with a sense of lightness, sense of playfulness. Because then you are not trying to manage it from the head and impose something. You are with it. And in this way of being with the word, with the moment, with the situation, you start becoming open and available to see and feel more than what the word would fix in your mind. So it will be very valuable to bring this quality of consciousness so that this reconsideration can happen. So Kalpana, remember this is a core issue and work with it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So if nothing else is there, we will take some moments just to be with all what is there right now. Not trying to change anything, not trying to hold to anything, not interfering in anything with what is going on, but simply mirroring, simply being wakeful and present. Let everything arise, let everything pass by. You be a wakeful, non-interfering presence. With this orientation, with closed eyes, you sit the next 15 minutes.
You can sit the next 15 minutes and put yourself a timer for that. The Live Surfing Podcast will be back next week.